All right, welcome to another episode of the MMA Fight Game Podcast. Oh wait, hold on, Mitch. Oh, oh man, Mitch, I gotta go, dude.
That's crazy.
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
forgot what you were doing.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. Welcome to another episode of the MMA Fight Game
gotcha.
Podcast. If you don't know, now you know because we run a real live ship over here at the MMA Fight Game Podcast where we don't leave rising Uber prospects like Money Mitch White, who competes this Saturday, June 21st, 2025, at the M Hotel in downtown Buffalo in probably the biggest bantamweight bout in New York State in 2025 against Jonathan Lopez. Money Mitch is currently 4-1, two TKO KOs, one submission, one decision. And a fun fact, Mitch, do you know this Saturday night is going to be your 13th combat amateur sports fight?
Yeah, yeah, 13th. It feels good. Um, I think going into this fight is obviously 13 fights. I'm starting to really feel the experience, feeling calm in there. I'm feeling the best I've ever felt going into a fight, skill set wise, mentally wise. So I'm really excited to compete.
Yeah, you train at a amazing gym in Rochester, New York at Synthesis MMA, run by the legendary OG coach in Casey Lamb. You have Jonathan Piersma, who is any day now is going to get a call to the UFC. He will be competing on Saturdays at T-Mobile Arena. You also have another coach who is actually competing the day before you at the Seneca Allegheny casino in Kevin Carrier, who I've seen. I want to kind of talk about two things here. The first thing is, you train with a bunch of dogs at Synthesis. Obviously, you have Jesse Pastor, Judah Rouse, Ian Schwartzmeyer, Tristan Bray, Jason Schmelzer, Dominic Angelista. I'm forgetting a few names here. What does it mean training with all those dogs?
It means a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a couple more, but
Shout
you
them
know,
out, man.
JT Wolcott, he's fighting on the card.
Oh yeah,
Jaden Peters, he hasn't fought in a while, but that is a real killer right there.
Nolan
Um,
Kuntis.
yeah, we got a lot of really good amateurs at the gym. Obviously, there's the pros. Everyone really talks about the pros. There's Casey Lamb, but just every day having the competition. Everyone's kind of grinding for the same thing, for the love of the sport. There's no money involved. Like we're all trying to get to that level, and
Yep.
the talent is definitely really rising. In the last year, we've had probably like six or seven of those names that came to the gym or just started wanting to fight. So yeah, it's really good. We got a lot of good things coming to Synthesis for sure.
Yeah, and let me ask you. So, you mentioned that you want to do this professionally. Eventually, is coaching in your future? Because I've seen a lot of coaching. I interviewed Joe Johnson, who is also on the card, is another dog at Synthesis, who's fighting Brandon Heh on the same card that you're on this weekend in Buffalo. He says you've done a lot for his development, getting him on a schedule, kind of learning the path of where you should be if you want to take this next level. Is coaching on your horizon as well?
Um, I mean, I don't really think about that too much right now. I definitely like helping out. Joe Johnson, that kid is a stud. The amount of fights he's had in like 6 months to now be getting a title shot, the development is so quick and he's so talented. He's still, he's still a high school kid mentally. So like you gotta, tell him a couple of things here and there, but that kid is insanely talented. And yeah, I don't really think about coaching too much right now. I definitely like helping out when I see something I can help out, but right now I'm just fully focused on fighting, gaining the experience, whether it's professional or amateur. I just really, really am only focused on fighting right now.
I gotcha. And then you have Justin Jones is another guy. I don't want to forget him. So go. This is your first title fight opportunity. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, I had a couple opportunities to fight a couple kickboxing titles, but I was in the process of transitioning over to MMA. So yeah, I have not fought for a title yet. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah, and I want to go back a little bit. You know, your kickboxing record was kind of like peaks and valleys, right?
Hmm.
And with that transition with kickboxing, but then you hit MMA and it's been all peaks. Do you know
Yeah,
what the difference was there?
yeah. I think a lot of it was just learning how to compete. Really, I knew when I started kickboxing, I got into it for MMA. I always knew MMA was the goal.
Mhm,
But I mean, had my first fight at like 17,
mhm.
so I just wanted to keep competing, especially with punches and kicks, not just wrestling. Getting punched in the face is a lot different than anything else. So like just competing under the lights, trying to take the best fights as much as possible, and I think a lot of it was really just developing the mind. I think the skills were always kind of there, and always like had the ability for the skills. I just really think it was mental, learning how to compete, the mindset going into a fight, the mindset during camp. And then when I switched over to synthesis, I moved from Auburn, my hometown, to Newark, and I moved in with my teammate Jaden Peters, and a lot of things switched. Like I just started living like a professional lifestyle in an amateur rule set, so I really feel like that's a big advantage that I have, is the mental side of it.
Yeah, I've heard that about you. So how did you find synthesis?
I had so Jaden Peters, my teammate, roommate, he had started here, but he actually ended up coming and training at my old gym Viking with Brad Vargason,
Oh yeah.
and so like I kind of got to know him there, and then Tristan Bray also lives in Newark.
Fighting
He
on your
was
card.
fighting on my card. Yeah, he's always been at Viking when I started, and we obviously we developed a bond,
Yep.
and I just had to get some more bodies, especially for MMA. It was more of a kickboxing gym,
Mhm.
and also just in the time of my life, I had to kind of venture off and do my own thing. Get away from my hometown and stuff like that. So Jaden offered the room, and ever since then, I haven't really looked back. And I've been at Synthesis, and it's gone up since then.
So what got you like two-part question. What is your athletic background like in high school and as a little kid? And then what got you into MMA?
Um, I played hockey my whole life,
Oh
actually.
no shit.
Uh, I played hockey my whole life. I got into a couple scraps in hockey for sure. Um, but I always had a fascination with MMA. A lot of my family members competed in like boxing. My uncle did jiu-jitsu growing up,
Okay.
so I was kind of like familiar with it.
Hmm.
Um, I started watching. The first fight I ever saw was, or first like UFC thing related was Uriah Hall hitting a wheel kick on the Ultimate Fighter,
Yep.
and then he did like a Street Fighter celebration, and I saw that, and I just was kind of like, yeah, that's pretty sick. So I was watching like on demand on Spike, Time Warner Cable, watching Ultimate
That's
Fighter.
that's OG right there.
Yeah, watching Ultimate Fighter, and I just knew I wanted to do it someday. And hockey didn't really go the way I wanted it to. And one of my best friends at home was a really good wrestler. Ended up going Division 1, and he was like, "I know you want to do MMA. You might as well wrestle." So my junior and senior year, I started wrestling, and then my senior year, I started training. And then after I graduated, I just fully kind of committed to fighting.
Now let me ask you, have you heard about this new bare knuckle uh league where it's like bare knuckle ice wars where you have full hockey gear, you have MMA gloves and you fight on the ice? Have you heard of that yet?
I've seen clips. I'm good on that, man.
You're
I
gonna pass on that?
No, I like mixed martial arts, man. The skating, it's a whole different style. Whole different style. I feel like
Yeah.
a little more I don't know, less game plan and more just swing. Jersey tuck maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going into your first title fight this Saturday night for K4 Fighting, Art of Combat, at the M Hotel, against Jonathan Lopez, without giving away game plan or anything like that, what is your expectation going in?
I expect a firefight, Jonathan Lopez, respect him a lot as a fighter. Um I've been waiting for the type of style that Jonathan has for a while. I know he's going to stand with me. I know he's not going to be afraid to exchange with me. So, um, yeah, I'm really excited for that. Uh, all my fights, man, everyone wants to hold me. No disrespect to anyone, but I understand why. Um, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I know it's going to be a fun one, and it's definitely like a crowd pleasing matchup for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but you had a teammate, Judah Rouse. He said the same thing. I hope he stands with me and he goes and submits his guy. Is that going to be you?
well, not necessarily hope he stands with me. It's more just like,
I get
you
it.
know, when I fight, whether it's on the ground or on the feet, I'm looking to damage. I'm looking to damage my opponent
Hmm.
at all times. So rather than, I want to say stall out, but kind of hold me up against. And it's different with 3 3-minute rounds. It's hard to kind of like get into that round, but I've been held up against the fence a lot. I definitely have been working on that stuff a lot, but I really think he's gonna come from my head, and he can expect the same. So wherever the fight goes, I'm confident I'm better everywhere. I always walk into a fight like that, whether I am or not. I truly believe I am. Um, I think that I train with a lot of people that are better than him. I know he trains with a lot of good people too. But at the end of the day, it just depends what goes on Saturday night. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, he has a new teammate in Anthony Mixon, and anybody watching this interview, if they haven't had a chance to see any of your bouts with Anthony Mixon, if there were some legendary bouts in town in the Rochester, New York, Western New York,
Mm-hmm.
those two bouts are legendary between you two guys, especially that one where you guys just absolutely left it all in the cage and kind of were
Yeah,
just laying against that cage. So those are two bouts that people need to go back and watch before, Saturday night. And then,
yeah.
we talked offline, and I want to bring this up. You said you've been held and you grappled with a lot of people. Talk to me about grappling with the owner of Synthesis MMA, Casey Lamb.
You know how there's a thing going around, one gorilla, 100 people?
Yeah.
I think 10 Casey's could take a gorilla. And I'm serious. 10 Casey Lambs could probably take a gorilla. He's modest and he said 20. I think 10, honestly. I've
Okay.
never felt anything like that. He probably feels like a gorilla, to be honest. It's insane. And he wasn't even trying, when he was going with me. But I mean, if you watch his matches against heavyweights, he's ragdolling people. So, yeah, it's a different feeling. So having someone like that own the gym and be the head coach, it definitely gives you some confidence.
Yeah, and his wife isn't a slouch either. She's like Team
Oh no,
USA.
oh no, yeah, she can wrestle too. I've never, had the pleasure of going with her, but I've heard the lore on his wife as well. So,
Mhm. Yeah. And before we wrap this up, is there actually one more question? So after this bout, not looking past Saturday night, what's on the horizon for you? Is it another amateur fight? You win the belt, you defend it at K4, or is there something else potentially as well?
yeah, I'm focused on this weekend. I'm not looking too big into the future. I definitely have been thinking about the professional route, sooner than later.
Nope.
But that's not to say that's within the next year or not. I'm really focused on Jonathan Lopez, and all depends on the performances. So it depends on Saturday. I could go out Saturday and kind of shit the bed, and then we're not talking about professional. We got to get back to work. So I'm focused on Jonathan Lopez and getting that belt.
Yeah, I'm super excited when your coach told me that this bout was coming to fruition, and then I made the jump over to K4. I was definitely excited to have that bout because that's always one I personally, wanted to see as well. So before we wrap this up, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah. Thank you to everyone in Synthesis. Obviously, my coaches, Kevin Carrier. Check him out Friday at LFA.
Yeah.
John Piersma just won the Combat FC title.
Yep.
All my teammates, Casey Lamb. I want to thank Jaden Peters, his family. Brendan Zugby, my first official sponsor. Go check him out. He makes some of the best food I've had in Rochester at Flow Kitchen, located at the Octopus Brewery. I actually work there too, so if you want to go get a smash burger, I might be smashing it for you. Brendan Zugby, thank you for the sponsor, and tune in everybody Saturday night.
Smash burgers, huh? So, let's talk about this a little bit here. So, there's not really a good smash burger in town. So, where is it located?
Uh, it's in it's in Rochester. It's 56 Union Street, Rochester,
Where
New York.
in
It's like, you know where
downtown?
the art gallery is?
Yep,
It's literally right around the corner from the art gallery.
like East Avenue area.
Yeah. Um, it's a brewery slash bar type of thing, and they just opened up the kitchen. That's Flow, Brendan Zugby. It's real good food, and the drinks are really good too. So
Well, hey, if he's sponsoring you, I'm in. I'm gonna go down there and check it out because I've had one amazing smash burger, but that's in Las Vegas. So I'm always on the
all good. Yeah, and we got a new special one like every week. We got poutine smash burgers. We've done like pizza smash burgers. We've done mushroom Swiss. We got a bunch of stuff. So,
What's your specialty that you make?
so I'm the fry guy, man. I let him do his work, and I just make the French fries and everything
Okay.
in the fryer. I focus on fighting. I'm just learning the cooking, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to be out at the fight June 21st at the M Hotel. I can't wait to see you. And I mean, it's always a pleasure and enjoy watching you fight. You always bring it. You're never in a boring, shitty ass fight ever. And you know, your
Thank you.
opponent, like you said, is definitely going to bring it as well. If anybody wants tickets, they can go to Art of Combat and put your name in the ticket link so you get credit. If anybody needs help, they can DM you. You can assist them in getting tickets to support you because that's how amateurs make a little bit money on this thing to help with training costs, equipment, and all that as well. But Mitch, I truly appreciate the time, also the flexibility because my appointment ran a little late
No
tonight.
worries.
I wish you the best on Saturday night, and I'll see you then. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you,
Sit
Dan.
tight. Yep. Sit tight.